Rod Serling on your television set. You're traveling through another dimension, not only of sight and sound, but of the mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of the imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop, the twilight. Somewhere in the mysterious region between Galilee and Samaria, between the faithful and the foreign, Jesus is stopped in his tracks by a man who actually says, "Thank you." I've got a friend who surprises me every time I see him. We don't bump into each other that often, but whenever we do, I ask him, "How are you?" And every time I ask him that very basic question, he always replies, "Grateful." Time and again, one word, grateful. Though I have known him for over 40 years, I'm always thrown off a bit by that response, grateful. My first knee-jerk response was to think to myself that his saying grateful was some kind of holier-than-thou gimmick. But I know my friend, and I know he means what he says. Lately, however, I've been asking myself, how can he remain so steadfastly grateful? After all, he's got cancer now. And even though it's slow-moving, it will kill him one day. Besides that, he's got an adult son who is suffering from a chronic fatigue syndrome that is crippling him physically and spiritually, and which is requiring all kinds of family care and attention. How can he still say grateful? Somehow beyond my ability to explain or understand. My friend has been given eyes to see beyond the obvious and a spirit of gratitude born deep in Christian faith. He has what I would call God-given insight into things that really matter, and as a result, he is truly, deeply, and unreservedly grateful. Every time he speaks that word, I am blessed. Yesterday, after many weeks of waiting for death to come, our sister Mabel Myers breathed her last. She was 95. By her own reckoning, Mabel lived a rich and full life, but her most recent bout of an eating disorder had been the last straw for her. Enough's enough, she said. I think it's time to die. My time's close, and I am ready. And so, yesterday, Mabel finally got her wish. What strikes me about Mabel's dying is what always struck me about her living. She was predictably and irrepressibly thankful for everything and everyone who came her way. Not once during these past weeks of hospice care did she fail to thank me for visiting her. Oh, sure, she expressed occasional disappointment that she was still alive when I woke her from a nap to say hello, but I never took it personally. People often tell me they'd rather be dead than to see my face or anything. But I digress. Knowing Mabel and visiting Mabel throughout these last days was a privilege and a blessing. Jesus seems to say that there's no telling who will say thank you and who won't. But when gratitude is experienced and expressed, that is heaven on earth. A gift from God, the Spirit at work. When thanks